Welcome everyone, as we are dedicated by the Fisher family, Nishmas Basi Bas Rabbi, Shlomo ben Avram Alevi, Perel Bas Ruvain, that the Neshama should have an Aliyah. We are also dedicated to Nishmas David ben Chaim, Ufur Shalem Felio Moshe ben Chai, Sorry Yaakov ben Basi Aliyah, for the schus of Avram ben Yam ben Ishmael Malki Yudis. We're dedicated by Yoel Klugman and family. We learn Ufur Shalem for Moshe Meir ben Esther Fradel, Avigdoraya ben Rivka, the Baschai Sorry, Yitzhak ben Tzim ben Dusha, Rivka Bashir Leah, Chana Bashashabina, Aaron ben Sarah, Nachman Yaakov ben Sarah, and Meir ben Chai Sarah. They should have a Rafur Shalema b'Seich Sherchei Yisrael. Chai ve'arachim, Perek Hey Mishna Vav. Chayev ve'arachim. Those that are chayiv to give an erech, let's say the person said the erech of a 50-year-old upon him, a 50-year-old man, the arachin is 50 shkalim. So chayave arachin memashkin in Isan. If after three regalim he doesn't pay, then they could come in and they could take collateral from him. Over here there's Mishnayos, in this stenda over here, if you want a Mishnah. Front stenda. They could take a mashkin from him. They could go in and forcibly take a mashkin until he pays it. But chayave chatois v'ashamais, but a person that has to bring a sin offering or a guilt offering, aim a mashkin in Isan. They don't come in to take a mashkin. Why? Because these karbanis come for a kapara, and it's not normal that a person will delay his kapara. He would be afraid to delay his personal atonement. But if he pledges a burnt offering and a peace offering, now even though a burnt offering, the Rav says in Mechapa for mitzvahs asay, but you're not obligated to bring it. If you don't do kriyashman bizmanai, you're mavatal mitzvahs asay, but you're not obligated. So therefore, since they don't feel that pressure, mamashkin and Isan, if he doesn't bring it within 3 regalim, they come and they take security. Now you'll say, but if you take it against his will, then how could it be a kapara? Even though it's not a kapara until he does it willingly, shenemar, it says by a carbon lirit Sinai. So there's a mechanism over here. We force him until he says, I want it. Now you'll say, but if you force him, he really doesn't want it. He's only saying, I want it because you're forcing him. So the Rambam explains that Elikim Bares Adam Yasher. Man created a person upright. In IFS language, they call it the self. The self is good. Hashem created man upright. Just the Yetzer Hara tries to stop a person from doing what's right. When you force him, you knock the Yetzer Hara out of him, and his true goodness reasserts itself. Sometimes Bezdin will force a person to give a get, but how could that be? A get has to be done willingly. The same thing we say, we force him until he says, I want it. Because we say that really a person wants to do what's right. The Yetzer Hara is stopping him. When we force him, we knock the Yetzer Hara out of him. And now we start the 6th perek. Unbelievable. We just started Arachin. We're already learning the 6th perek. There's only 9 prakim. We're already learning the 6th perek. Amazing. Sometimes, even though the property of a Yasam until they grow up is not meshubed to a Baal Chayv, But sometimes we have to liquidate the property of a yasim. One of the cases is where he owes money to a guy who he's paying interest to. So we don't want the guy, the Yisayim's property to be depleted because of the interest. So we evaluate the property and we put it up for auction. So the Mishnah says, Shema Yisayim Shloishim Yom. When we put up the property of Yisayim for auction, we do it for 30 consecutive days. V'shema Hektish. And when we put up property of Hektish to be redeemed, we put it up for auction Shishim Yom, 60 days. Umachrizin ba'boker u'ba'erev. And we make an announcement in the morning and the evening. Now, hamakdish nechasav v'haisa olav ksuvas isha. If a person is makdish his property and he had a ksuva. Now, since the ksuva was a prior lien to the hektish, if he divorces his wife, she could take the money away from hektish. But then, when he divorces her, he has to make a neder al das rabim that he's not taking her back. Because otherwise we're concerned of a kenunya, that maybe he's divorcing his wife only to get from hektish the money for the ksuva, and then he'll take her back. So he has to make Rebbe Eliezer Shena Yadir Hana. He has to publicly vow a neder al das rabim that can't be annulled, that he's not going to take her back. Rabbi Yeshua says we're not choshish for kenunya, for conspiracy. Similarly, Amar Rav Shimon Gamliel, Af ha'orav le'isha b'ksuvasa. Let's say Chatzkel marries Sarah, and Ruvain guarantees the ksuva to Sarah, that if Chatzkel can't pay, then Reuven will pay it. So if there's a guarantor, if Chatzkel divorces her, again he has to promise he'll never take her back. Yadir Hana, he has to promise that he'll never take her back. Why? We're afraid that maybe he's only divorcing her. And when she says, give me the money for Silver, he'll say, I don't have. So now they'll take the money from Reuven, and then he'll remarry her to get the money from Reuven. Maybe they're just doing a conspiracy against the property of Reuven, and then he'll take her back. So therefore he has to make a vow, al das harabim, that he'll never take her back. Okay, Rabbi Say, what a triple crown this evening. Again, we are looking for a sponsor for Parshas Ve'era Gems, 718-916-3100, rmmwsi@aol.com. If you're just starting Menachos, check out the Akdama on Menachos that I did. Thank you very much for joining us, and have a wonderful Shabbos.